Our next speaker is doing 10 things I do behind my kid's back, and just knowing her for the few minutes I have, I'm sure there's many more than 10. Amy Lehnert.
Hi, I'm Amy. I'm a mom, and sometimes I really suck at momming. These days, it's hard and demanding and barely tolerable at its best. It makes you do things you're not proud to admit, but it's normal, mostly. Here are 10 things I do behind my kids' backs. 1, throw away their artwork. As much as I want to foster their creativity, you can't keep them all. And do you really even want to? I can tell by the sloppy single-color scribble job how much you really cared about making a special picture for mommy. Sorry, kid. Not your best, and you know it. So I'm just gonna put it right here with the mail, then bury it in the empty cereal box at the bottom of the recycling bin when you're asleep. Well, yes, I really do keep some, just not most. But thank you for the pretty picture. 2, donate their toys. Occasionally, I try and get my girls to willingly donate some of the toys they no longer play with. Seems like it should be a pretty easy task since there's no shortage of untouched toys in our house. But they'll find some crappy meal toy and a nappy, dirty, stuffed unicorn they bought at the neighbor's junk sale. I'll ask them to look a little harder, then discreetly bury their donations in the trash. While they're preoccupied with some toy they forgot they had, I'll collect what can and should be donated, put it in the trunk of the car so they never have a chance to notice what they're missing. 3, blame things on them. Suppose there was that one time in the store parking lot when you got a little careless with the cart and it scratched the car door. Not a huge scratch, like an inch or so long, barely noticeable. You keep your car dirty for a while, hoping your husband doesn't notice, but eventually he does and asks about it. You play dumb, pretending like it's the first time you're noticing it too, and casually suggest maybe one of the kids ran into it on the way out of the garage. But you just can't say for sure. 4, eat their Halloween candy. You'll get sick if you eat all that, you warn, so you let them have 2 or 3 more pieces and put the rest out of arm's reach, otherwise known as your stomach. Scientifically, your stomach is larger and can hold more before turning grossly ill with sugar and guilt. 5, eat ice cream before bed. You don't need ice cream every night, you tell them. Plus, you didn't eat a very good supper, so you don't get a treat. And we don't even have ice cream. What they don't know is the ice cream you've been telling them was gone every night for the last week is actually not gone, but hidden behind all the frozen vegetables, where they'd never think to look, let alone touch. 6, reply no. Take birthday party invites, for example. I find it's best to cherry pick those based on my agenda. Maybe the party is at one of those indoor playgrounds with the repulsive foam pit and some kind of new super virus there's no cure for. Hey, I'm just looking out for you. Maybe the party is for little Olivia, and you don't think little Olivia is a particularly nice person. You know the small soul wound left when your daughter thinks she didn't get invited to her 7th birthday party will pale in comparison to the hurt little Olivia is bound to cause years from now in middle school. You laugh when they fall down. Now, I don't always just do this one behind their backs. I can't help it. It's just that damn funny. I attempt to assess the situation first. Make sure there's no broken bones or teeth busted out, trying to keep the laugh to a smile and a few shoulder jerks while I'm consoling them. But the second I leave to get a Band-Aid and some Neosporin, I absolutely lose my shit. Poor things get their coordination from me. You mock them. It's super irritating when you're trying to tell your kids something important, like maybe how to change the roll of toilet paper and put the new roll on the correct way. I'm explaining and demonstrating and not getting any kind of feedback that they're acknowledging anything that I'm saying. Are you listening to me? Yes, they sass back. Great, so you'll know how next time? Yeah, gosh. Yeah, sure you will, just like your father. You listen about as well as him. You mumble under your breath as you walk away. You call them assholes or flip them off. My mom always told me, and now I tell my girls, if you can't say anything nice, don't say anything at all. Instead, mouth it or flip in the bird when they aren't looking. You'll feel better and you don't have to worry about apologizing for something you said you didn't mean later. 10, you pretend to strangle them. Some days, I think my kids can do no wrong. Other days, I understand why some animals eat their young. That's when I pretend I might just strangle them. I could never eat my own children. It's too barbaric, too permanent, and I really do love them. You guys, if these things I've just admitted mean I'm doing parenting wrong, then I don't want to be right. Parents, I know we're all just doing the best we can given what we've got to work with, and that's why I, for one, commend you.
I almost gonged her for her kids' sake, but no, I wouldn't do that. Who would guess that amount of evil lived in that woman? It kind of makes me glad I never had kids of my own. I was a stepdad once, but that was more F you, you're not my dad, than actual parenting. So I don't think it's an equitable comparison. We are going to take an intermission right now. I truthfully don't know how long it is. I know it's a 1 1 beer intermission. It's either 10 or 15 minutes, so go fill up. All right, thanks.